Hey, it's Margie from Asking Spot. I am doing a thrift shop challenge. Now, in England, it's called the Charity Shop Challenge, and the reason I know this is because I actually got the idea from Mr. Carrington. I think I'll put a link up there somewhere so you can find out more about him. He's got a YouTube channel, and he does some really beautiful stuff. But he started his charity/thrift shop challenge because he saw Hermione Chantel do it. Also do one of these things. She's great too. They both have YouTube channels, and she did it. And basically what it was you were to go out for, they did it for 10 pounds in England, which I think it translates to around $14 in the US. So I just rounded it up to $15. You go out and you buy 4 items from a thrift shop that helps a charity. So, of course, being an American, I had to put a little twist on it. Because yes, I did go to a thrift shop. I went to World Attic Thrift Shop. What they do is they benefit charities throughout the world, so it's really cool. But I also did garage sales because, you know, right now with the pandemic and everything like that, mask up, go out and support them, because that, I felt like I was also helping people that really needed it. I will say, of the 4 items I got, one of them I'm definitely keeping as is. This beautiful find, $2 garage sale, and it's because, see that chandelier over there? That was something I also upcycled, and it's going with candles, so I'm going to need this when I'm finished done with that project. But back to the thrift shop challenge. Here are the things I got besides that. So that was item 1. Then we have item 2. They're cute. They're made of tin, and actually I could just brighten them up as is, but the person I want to give them to would never like them this color. But they're cute, they're candle holders. So I will have to spend a little more money and get some candles for them, but otherwise I'm looking forward to doing those. This one, it's just beautiful. It's a frame ornament thing, and $1.50, super cute. Not sure how I'm gonna upcycle it, but I love metal stuff. Painting metal stuff. This is actually just a little ceramic thing. And then the last one I got, this one is gonna test my abilities with the spray can. But I love this. It's a nice little big tin. I actually like it in the color it is, so I'm going to probably have to contemplate a bit on how I'm gonna upcycle this one, because it's pretty sweet as is. But $5, thrift shop. So there you go. We're going to see the results of what I did with these, but I do want to encourage you to do the very same thing. Get out and do a thrift challenge. Just go to a thrift store, see what you can get for under, all you have to do is spend like less than $15. See what items you can get that you can make different, better, reuse, upcycle, whatever. You'll help the thrift shop, you'll help the planet, and of course, you'll also help make somebody happy with the things you made, even if it's just yourself. Like, I'm exceptionally happy about this. Oh, now, before I get to work, let's change. Okay, let's get to work. First things first. See, this is a lot of wax on it. So I'm happy this thing was used and enjoyed by someone, and it's gonna get used and enjoyed again. But first, it's gotta get cleaned. I'm gonna do some just chipping off with my nails, even though I notice some paint's coming off when that happens, but seeing as I'm painting it anyway, it's all good, right? Otherwise, my trusted vinegar and water mix will also be my cleaning product of choice. I'll probably be cleaning all of these things with it. Remember, vinegar and water, very, very good cleaner. It's absolutely great for the environment, yada, yada. But don't use it on polished stone. So like if you have a granite countertop, shouldn't use it on there. Now, it did occur to me that where I was cleaning it was actually where I was going to end up putting the black paint, and technically I could have left it there for that aged look, but the other part of me thought, no, that's kind of gross. Now, the funny thing is when you are normally painting something in a frame, if it's got real glass, you don't have to do too much of it because glass is pretty impervious as far as, it's non-porous. So you can either scrape off or use nail polish remover or something to get the paint off. It's not that hard. But because this is an ornament, it's designed and made to be very light. So I got to remove this because what it is, it's a very nice little light little plastic sheeting in here. Oh, hey! Turns out it's real glass. So I could have just gone ahead and painted through this and around it because it's easy enough to get that off. But it's dirty anyway. It's off now. I'm good to go. I'm going to keep going without it. And then I can clean it easier. Alright, so I've done all of the darkening I want to do on it. It's just to bring out some of the details on it. And then, it's brushed off so it also brings out the highlights. Now I'm under the big debate. Do I wax it with just a flat finish so it's not shiny at all, kind of leaves it more like this brushed look? Or do I gloss finish it to give it sort of a, ooh, it is silver shiny? I don't know. I'm going to think about it for a bit. I got other projects to work on. Come back to it and I'll let you know how it goes. Hey, so with this project, I am mad love. Actually, for its basic, but my kitchen, this would be really dark. So I'm going to tape off the handles because I totally love those. I'm not going to do anything with the inside. And then I'm going to just paint this and rub off where it's raised. The reason I'm not using spray paint is because spray paint is a little harder to rub off. But chalk paint actually is not that hard to rub off. It's designed to rub off, which is why you always have to put a top coat on chalk paint. So that's the plan. So here I was thinking I was being all productive because I had one project after another. I'm cleaning this one. While it dries, I'm going to go ahead and clean this one. And, I was starting to do an assembly line. And then it came to base coats and I was just rocking it. And then I forgot my golden rule. Let it dry. So that's what happened with this. I was like, oh, hey, that seemed like it's almost dry. Let me grab. So glad a big truck's deciding to reverse right now. All right, so then I decided I'm just gonna grab my thing. It feels like it's kind of dry. It couldn't have been more than like 30, 40 minutes. And I decided to go ahead and start painting on it and see what happened. Yeah, it got even worse on the other side. So I'm going to try and sand this a bit, get all the bumpy stuff off, and then I'm going to go ahead and go with just a plain old chalk paint and going to go ahead and recover. Once again, let it dry. Okay, so I finished sanding and I at least learned something from it besides the fact that I should let it dry. The patina, the copper that I like so well, it is only painted on. So I at least learned that I'm going to go ahead and give it a chalk paint coat, but then I'll have to like varnish it with copper if I want to accent these pieces in this way. Now some would say, hey, this is literally the shabby chic you're looking for. And honestly, if it looked like this, that was my goal. Looking like this, not my goal. So I'm going to give it a shot with paint now. Learned something on this one. Again, another thing is, they always say chalk paint is so thick. Well, I've always used chalk paint super watered down when I was doing fabric. Well, chalk paint on items, very, very thick. I didn't pour that much into this dish, but as you can see, there's still quite a bit left, and I made it all the way around. Of course, not for my second coat yet. I am gonna let this dry. It takes 2 hours, and I'm gonna probably give it 3 or 4 because, it's kind of humid. So this, I'm gonna go ahead and just put a little bit of saran on top of this to hopefully keep it from drying out, and then maybe I can use the rest of it for the second coat. All right, using a 320 grit sandpaper, just as light as possible. I just want a hint of the embossing that's on here. So see, I'm trying to keep mostly white. Voila! Okay, I've got it all prettied up. I got it all prettied up, but I'm ready to put my finishing spray on. So that's the mask. So we'll see what happens. Hey, so that completes my charity shop challenge. I gotta thank those folks in the UK. I do have a link below. Thank them so much for inspiring this challenge. It was buy 4 items for under 10 pounds. Of course, here in the US, that came out to about $13. Whatever, I made it, my max was $15, 4 items. In the end, I only spent $12, and I got some great things. I also added garage sales because, with the pandemic, people really need that kind of help. And if you don't live near a thrift store, hey, go for the garage sales. You might find something wonderful like this. This was only $2, and this candle snuffer is going to come in so handy for the next project I'm working on, which reminds me, please subscribe to my channel. That way you can see it, and it also helps me out. So please subscribe and watch some videos. But so this was one of my items, and then from the thrift store, the World Attic thrift store, I ended up getting the rest of the items, including this really cute frame that was pretty cute when I bought it in the first thing, but I made it even cuter when I went to my friend's Facebook page and printed out her cat. Isn't this cute? Now it's a great ornament, or it can just hang permanently all year round. I think it's pretty sweet. Keep that in mind if you're looking for things, to be able to just print out for any frames you give friends and family. Check out their social media. And then I went on to these guys, which you saw me spray paint. It took a few coats. I was very patient with that, and that worked out great with the spray paint. It was pretty fast, just a little stinky. But the details I put on them, that's because the person I'm giving them to, I know that that's what it looks like inside their house. They went with those colors. And then we have the last thing that taught me again a lesson I already knew: let it dry. But this worked out perfectly. It could have been left as it was, but where I was going to be using it in my kitchen, it's a pretty dark corner, and I needed to lighten it up. So I went ahead and painted it, and now it's in a corner, and it is a great snack bag holder. So really pleased with how that turned out. Hopefully you'll take up the challenge too. Head off to a garage sale or a thrift store, charity shop, spend a few bucks, help them out, and in the same time, you're helping the planet and probably finding yourself some pretty great finds at that. Thanks for watching.